Hi everyone, I'm Miss Briana from the Hopewell Branch Library. Welcome to another episode of Biography Shorts for Kids. This month, in celebration of Women's History Month, we will be presenting videos about remarkable women. Today, I will focus on three world leaders, Angela Merkel, Aung San Suu Kyi, and Kamala Harris. First, we will begin with Angela Merkel. Angela Merkel was born in Hamburg, West Germany on July 17, 1954. At the time of her birth, Germany was split into two states, West Germany and the German Democratic Republic, also known as East Germany. As an infant, Angela's family moved to East Germany and settled in a small countryside town called Templin. Angela grew up and was educated in East Germany. She earned a doctorate in quantum chemistry and worked as a research scientist there until 1989. After the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, Angela started a new career in politics and was elected to the German parliament. She rose in German politics through the years and in 2005 became Germany's first female chancellor, the head of Germany's federal government. At the age of 51, she is the youngest person to date to hold that office. She has continued to lead Germany since that time, winning multiple elections. Only two other chancellors have led Germany longer than she has. At the library, we have several books about Angela Merkel. Here is a sample. Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany, written by Kate Moaning. This introduction to Angela Merkel is a Level 2 blast-off reader with relevant images that match informative text. It is intended for students in kindergarten through 3rd grade. With large color photographs and brief sentences with frequently occurring common words, this book will appeal to early readers. Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany, written by Edward Willett. With 48 pages and longer paragraphs, this book introduces slightly older readers to the political career of German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Engaging infographics, thought-provoking discussion questions, and eye-catching photos give the reader an invaluable look into Germany and the office of its current leader. 100 Women Who Made History, Remarkable Women Who Shaped Our World, written by Stella Caldwell, Claire Hibbert, Andrea Mills, and Rona Skeeney. If you thought it was a man's world, think again. 100 Women Who Made History is the exciting story of the women who changed the world. Meet the most talented and famous women in history, figures who changed politics, science, business, and the arts, to those who are exciting entrepreneurs and clever creatives. Discover the landmark moments in the lives of amazing historical women. Learn about leading ladies like Joan of Arc and Eleanor Roosevelt, and modern game changers such as Maya Angelou, Angela Merkel, Serena Williams, and Malala Yousafzai. A rich history book for kids that explores the lives of each woman in detail with beautiful photography and quirky bobblehead illustrations that present history in an engaging and fun way. Activists and Leaders, written by Julia Adams, illustrated by Louise Wright. Women around the globe have made history through their activism and leadership. Through concise but detailed biographies, readers of this inspiring volume can learn about some of these world-changing women. Colorful illustrations and captivating text introduce motivational figures readers may not be familiar with and provide deeper insight on many they likely already know about, such as former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Angela Merkel is featured in this high-interest supplemental resource that is perfect for any elementary social studies curriculum. The next world leader I will discuss is Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi was born on June 19, 1945 in Yangon, Burma. As a teenager, Suu Kyi lived and studied in India and England, eventually marrying and starting a family in England. In 1988, she returned to Burma to take care of her sick mother, leaving her family at home. At the time, a military dictator had taken over Burma. Many people tried to protest his rule but were arrested. Suu Kyi began to speak out against the dictatorship and arranged peaceful protests. She quickly got lots of support, which made the government feel threatened. The military dictator gave Suu Kyi a choice. She could leave the country or stay and never leave her house. Suu Kyi chose to stay in Burma, now called Myanmar, as a prisoner in her own home. In 1990, her party, the National League for Democracy, won the national election, but the military refused to hand over power. In 1991, Suu Kyi was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her commitment to democracy and human rights. For most of the next 20 years, she continued to spread her beliefs of democracy and peaceful change from her house. After Suu Kyi was released from house arrest in 2010, her party won the national election and she finally became the leader of Myanmar. Aung San Suu Kyi continues to struggle for democracy even today. To learn more about her life, you can try these books. Aung San Suu Kyi, written by Simon Rose. Aung San Suu Kyi is one of the leading figures in the popular movement for democracy in Myanmar, the Southeast Asian country formerly known as Burma. This 24-page biography is part of the Remarkable People series and gives a brief introduction to her life. Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, 100 Tales of Extraordinary Women, written by Elena Favilli and Francesca Cavallo. The New York Times best-selling Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls is a children's book packed with 100 bedtime stories about the lives of extraordinary women from the past and the present, illustrated by 60 female artists from all over the world. This must-have volume brings readers on an empowering journey, introducing them to the real-life adventures of trailblazing women from Elizabeth I to Malala Yousafzai. The unique narrative style of Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls transforms each biography into a fairy tale, filling readers with wonder and burning curiosity to know more about each hero. Each woman's story is also accompanied by a full-page, full-color portrait that captures her rebel spirit. 100 Women Who Made History, Remarkable Women Who Shaped Our World. This book, which I introduced earlier, also features Aung San Suu Kyi and her fight for freedom. Now, I will introduce the leader from the United States you may have heard of, Kamala Harris, the first woman and the first African American and South Asian American person to be elected to the vice presidency. Kamala Harris was born on October 20, 1964 in Oakland, California. She is the daughter of immigrants. Her father was born in Jamaica and her mother was born in India. After her parents divorced, Kamala and her younger sister Maya were raised by their mother. While growing up in Oakland, she learned about both her Indian and African American cultures. As a young woman, Kamala became a lawyer and has been very successful in her career. She was elected district attorney of the city and county of San Francisco and later became the first African American and first woman to serve as the state of California's attorney general. In 2016, she was elected as a United States Senator from California, and in January 2021, she was inaugurated as the 49th and current Vice President of the United States. Let's look at some of the books that have more detailed information about this remarkable woman. Who is Kamala Harris? Written by Kirsten Anderson, illustrated by Manuel Gutierrez. On November 7, 2020, Kamala Harris, a senator from California, became the first woman and the first African American and South Asian American person to be elected to the vice presidency. While her nomination for this position was not unexpected, her rise to national prominence was one filled with unexpected turns and obstacles. After failing her first bar exam to become a lawyer, she tried again and passed. From there, she quickly rose through the legal ranks. As a politician, Kamala Harris has been a vocal champion of progressive reforms and women's rights. This exciting story details the defining moments of what led to her nomination and all the monumental ones since that have shaped her career and the future of America. Kamala Harris, Rooted in Justice, written by Nikki Grimes, illustrated by Laura Freeman. When Kamala Harris was young, she often accompanied her parents to civil rights marches. So many, in fact, that when her mother asked a frustrated Kamala what she wanted, the young girl responded with freedom. As Kamala grew from a small girl in Oakland to a senator running for president, it was this long-fostered belief in freedom and justice for all people that shaped her into the inspiring figure she is today. From fighting for the use of a soccer field in middle school to fighting for the people of her home state in Congress, Senator Harris used her voice to speak up for what she believed in and for those who were otherwise unheard. And now this dedication has led her all the way to being elected Vice President of the United States. Told in Nikki Grimes' stunning verse and featuring gorgeous illustrations by Laura Freeman, this picture book biography brings to life a story that shows all young people that the American dream can belong to all of us if we fight for one another. Superheroes Are Everywhere, written by Kamala Harris, illustrated by McCall Renee Rowe. Before Kamala Harris was elected to the vice presidency, she was a little girl who loved superheroes. And when she looked around, she was amazed to find them everywhere. In her family, among her friends, even down the street, there were superheroes wherever she looked. And those superheroes showed her that all you need to do to be a superhero is to be the best that you can be. In this empowering and joyful picture book that speaks directly to kids, Kamala Harris takes readers through her life and shows them that the power to make the world a better place is inside all of us. And with fun and engaging art by McCall Renee Rowe, as well as a guide to being a superhero at the end, this book is sure to have kids taking up the superhero mantle, cape and mask optional. Kamala Harris, Madam Vice President, written by Heather Schwartz. Kamala Harris is known as a tough prosecutor. She rose to fame as California's Attorney General who took on the big banks. As a United States Senator, she stood up to President Trump and held his administration accountable by demanding answers. In 2019, she launched a campaign for the presidency and dedicated it to all Americans with the slogan, Kamala for the People. Though she didn't win the nomination, she earned her place on the ticket as Joe Biden's vice presidential pick. She made history as the first Black and Indian woman to be elected vice president. Follow her fight to the White House. I hope you enjoyed learning about these 3 extraordinary women. If you would like to borrow any of the titles I shared with you today, you can visit the library website at mcl.org to place the books on hold. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll join us for more biography shorts for kids in the future.